Alright, so based on the insane amount of comments I got from my last badge video, it seems like you guys really wanted me to make another in-depth analysis, but this time focusing on playmaking badges. So with that being said, I'm going to show you guys what I believe to be the top 5 essential playmaking badges in NBA 2K20. Now before we get started, I know a lot of you guys really want to see the best finishing and best defending badges next, so let me know in the comments which one you guys want to see first. Alright, so with that out of the way, here are my top 5 essential playmaking badges. Alright, so coming in at number 5, we have Dimer. Now with this badge, whenever you have it equipped and you pass the ball to an open teammate, that player is going to get a boost in their shooting just by you having this badge on your player. So obviously this is a really good badge to have, especially if you want to help out some of your teammates and get them to knock down some of their open shots. Now I know you're probably thinking, how much of a shooting boost does this badge actually give your teammates? So I'm going to tell you. Now we're going to look at open shots taken by players with a 63-point rating, 73-point rating, 83-point rating, and finally 93-point rating. We're also going to look at the results at every badge level, so from no dimer at all the way up to Hall of Fame. Now as you can see here, with the 63-point rating, you're going to make 46% of your open shots when someone passes you the ball without dimer. Now that percentage is going to increase by 3% with each badge level. So bronze is going to be 49%, silver is going to be 52%, gold is 55%, and finally Hall of Fame is 58%. So if you're a point guard who does not have this badge equipped and you're constantly passing the ball to players with a 63-point rating and they can't hit their open shots, just know that by having this badge on Hall of Fame, you could be giving them a 12% boost in their shot percentage. Now if we take a look at a 73-point rating, your teammates will hit 58% of their open shots when you don't have the badge equipped. Now bronze is going to increase that to 61%, silver will increase to 63%, gold to 65%, and a Hall of Fame increases to 69%. So as you can see in this example, the difference between not having the badge at all and having it on Hall of Fame is actually going to go down to 11%. And this is going to be a common theme as our 3-point rating keeps getting higher and higher. So if we move over to an 83-point rating, your teammates will hit 78% of their open shots without the badge. Now that's going to increase to 79% with bronze, 82% with silver, 83% with gold, and finally 85% with Hall of Fame. So in this circumstance, the difference between not having the badge at all and having it on Hall of Fame is only 7%. Finally, moving over to a 93-point rating, your teammates will hit 85% of their open shots without the badge. That's going to increase to 86% with bronze, about 86.5% with silver, 87% with gold, and about 88.5% with Hall of Fame. So in this case, the difference between not having this badge at all and having it on Hall of Fame is only about 3.5%. So what does all of this mean? Basically what this means is, if you're playing with a bunch of sharpshooters with a high 3-point rating, dimer is probably not going to give them much of a boost because they're already going to be knocking down most of their shots anyway. Now if you're playing with a bunch of players with a lower 3-point rating, so somewhere in the 60s or 70 range, they're going to see a significant boost in their shooting. So in these situations, I definitely recommend having this badge on its highest level. Alright, so coming in at number 4, we have Space Creator. Now this badge really excels on step backs, snatch backs, and spin moves. Now I like to think of this badge as more of a shot creating badge as opposed to a playmaking one, but if you pair it with a few other badges, and I'll get into some of these later on in the video, this badge can be really effective at catching some ankles and breaking down your defender. Now if you don't have a high ball control, this badge may not be for you. But if your ball control is a little on the higher side, I would definitely recommend having this badge on either gold or Hall of Fame so you can really see its true potential. As you can see on the screen, and I'm just using some blacktop gameplay just to give you guys an idea, but as you can see, these are some of the things you can do by having this badge equipped. I'm just doing step backs and spin jumpers, but I'm able to stun my defender, and that gives me enough space to either take the open shot or simply drive to the basket for the easy dunk. So once again, there's not really a whole lot of analytics involved with this particular badge. It just helps you create that space that you need in order to either keep the defender guessing or find open shots. So if you do have a higher ball control and you like to do a lot of step backs, snatch backs, and spin moves, definitely have this badge equipped. Alright, so coming in at number 3, we have handles for days. So I'm sure most of you guys already know, but every time you do a dribble move, you're gonna lose a little bit of energy. So this badge is supposed to reduce that amount of energy so that it's not as drastic and you're not as dead tired by the end of the game. Now this allows you to chain together dribble moves a lot quicker and for a longer period of time, simply because your energy isn't taking as big of a hit as it would without the badge. Now just to put things into perspective, 2K allows you to do 8 rhythm dribbles before losing what we call a stamina point. And this is going to change depending on the dribble move you do. So you can do 4 hesitations before losing a point, about 2 momentum behind the back moves, 2 turbo hops, and about 3 spin moves. And once again, this is without having the badge equipped. Now just looking at rhythm dribbles, instead of only being able to do 8 without the badge, you'll be able to do 13 with bronze, 16 with silver, 20 with gold, and 23 rhythm dribbles with Hall of Fame before losing any stamina. Now as far as hesitations, instead of only being able to do 4 without losing stamina, you'll be able to do 6 with bronze, 8 with silver, 10 with gold, and 11 with Hall of Fame. Moving over to momentum behind the back moves, once again, you'll be able to do 2 without the badge, and that's actually going to be the same for bronze, but that is going to increase to 3 for silver, 4 with gold, and once again 4 with Hall of Fame. And these numbers are actually the exact same for turbo hops as well. Finally, instead of only being able to do 3 spin moves before losing stamina without the badge, you'll be able to do 4 with bronze, 6 with silver, 7 with gold, and 8 with Hall of Fame. So I know that was kind of a lot, but basically what this means is by having this badge on Hall of Fame, you can do almost 4 times the amount of rhythm dribbles, almost 3 times the amount of hesitations, double the amount of turbo hops and momentum behind the back moves, and almost 3 times the amount of spin moves before you begin to lose stamina, as opposed to if you didn't have the badge equipped. So if you like to dribble a lot, I definitely recommend having this badge on its highest level because it'll save you a ton of stamina in the end. Alright, so coming in at number 2, we have Unpluckable. So what Unpluckable does is it reduces the chances of getting stripped by defenders. So in theory, the higher you have this badge, the tougher it is for defenders to steal the ball away from you while you're dribbling. Now I say in theory because there's a lot of people out there that'll tell you that you're gonna get the ball stolen from you regardless of which level you have this badge on. Now the reason for that is because Unpluckable does not work for those situations where the ball bounces off of someone's leg or really any other body part. And this is a problem because if you played 2K20, you know that this makes up a huge portion of those turnovers you get in the park or in the rec. So I wanted to quickly clear that up because a lot of people are going to tell you that Unpluckable is pointless. Even if you have this badge on Hall of Fame, you're going to get the ball stolen. And that's because, like I said, this badge is not going to work for those situations where the ball bounces off another player. Now where this badge does excel is in those situations where you have the ball and people are constantly reaching for it. The higher you have this badge, the less effective those players will be at stealing the ball. If you do want to limit turnovers, definitely make sure you put this badge on at least bronze, regardless of what build or what position you play. Now if you're a point guard who likes to dribble and you want to go higher, so maybe silver, gold, or Hall of Fame, obviously you can go ahead and do so. I personally recommend sticking with either bronze or silver, especially if you do have a higher ball control like 86 or above. But once again, if you have the points and you want to go higher, go ahead and do so. It's not going to hurt you in this situation. All right, so before we get into the number 1 playmaking badge, I want to get into some honorable mentions. Now earlier in the video, I talked about the Space Creator badge, and I told you this badge really excels when you pair it with a couple of other badges, and those 2 badges are Ankle Breaker and Tight Handles. Ankle Breaker pretty much increases the chances of you freezing or dropping your defender. Tight Handles is a very similar badge that pretty much helps you break down your defender as well. Now I think Space Creator, Tight Handles, and Ankle Breaker are the 3 best badges if you want to get some of those crazy ankle breakers, especially if you have Playmaking Takeover. Another pretty good playmaking badge is Bailout. Now I have a pure shark build who only has 1 playmaking badge, and sometimes I will put that on Unpluckable, sometimes I will put that on Bailout, and whenever I'm using Bailout, I'm able to pass out of a lot of bad shots and not get punished for it. This is one of those badges where if you have it on Hall of Fame, it's absolutely ridiculous, but I've been having great success just by having it on bronze. Floor General is another really good playmaking badge. By having this badge, your teammates will get a boost to all of their offensive attributes. So that alone is enough of a reason for you to equip this badge in itself. Also, if you have this badge on Hall of Fame, you'll be able to see everyone's shot percentages below their feet. So once again, another really good reason to have this badge equipped. Needle Threader is another really good underrated playmaking badge. This badge basically allows you to squeeze passes into a really tight space without all of the extra consequences. It also gives you a boost in your passing ability in those particular situations. Now, the last honorable mention I want to give is to Post Spin Technician. This is a badge that's more for a big man type of build, and it pretty much increases your ability to perform spin moves in the post, which more times than not will lead to an easy basket. So if you're a big man who only has a few playmaking badges, I would definitely recommend trying out this badge. Alright, so finally, coming in at number 1, what I believe to be the best playmaking badge in the game, we have Quick First Step. Now, this badge allows you to be so much more explosive whenever you're in a triple threat stance, or even when you're just doing size up moves. This is the badge that people tend to call the quote unquote speed boosting badge, because if you have this badge on a pretty high level, you're going to be so explosive, so fast, so quick, that it's almost going to look like you are speed boosting. I'll try not to go too deep into the analytics simply because I don't think the numbers do it enough justice. You have to see how this badge works in action. But nonetheless, I know a lot of you guys really enjoy watching these videos because of the charts and the graphs and analytics. So here are the numbers for Quick First Step. So with dribble size ups with a 90 speed with ball, there's a 37% speed increase from not having this badge at all to having it on Hall of Fame. Even with dribble size ups with a 50 speed with ball, you will see a 32% speed increase from no badge to Hall of Fame. Now, in those situations where you accelerate right after catching the ball, if you have a 90 speed with ball, you will see a 55% speed increase from no badge to Hall of Fame. And finally, even with a 50 speed with ball, you will still see a 52% speed increase from no Quick First Step to Hall of Fame Quick First Step. So once again, this badge is going to make your player feel so much faster with the ball, especially if you have it on those higher levels. Now, like I said, the numbers may not do it enough justice, so definitely try out this badge on either Gold or Hall of Fame and try to compare it to when you didn't have the badge on at all, and you will notice a huge difference. Anyways, that pretty much wraps up my top 5 playmaking badges in NBA 2K20. If you made it this far in the video, once again, make sure you leave a comment letting me know if you want to see finishing or defending badges next. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also turn on post notifications to know exactly when the next video is uploaded. Alright, I'm out.